Hey guys, Circledown here, and welcome to my new series on my channel. We counted down the top 5 best episodes of SpongeBob. Now, the first one, of course, you see is Rock Bottom. Now, if you've never watched SpongeBob before, which I don't know why, you don't have a childhood, let me just explain this episode. SpongeBob, they're ready to go to Goodwood, but turns out they get on the wrong bus. SpongeBob and Patrick ends up going down this long road into this strange town called Rock Bottom. It's a lot of creepy things here and there, slithering into bathrooms with bathroom signs, people spitting like that through the entire episode, knowing they can actually speak. So, SpongeBob and Patrick are stranded. SpongeBob decides to go hungry. He decides to go across the street and realizes the bus already zoomed past, picked up Patrick, and left. Patrick said he was going to come back, but he doesn't come back for the rest of the episode. So SpongeBob is trying to get out. He's trying to get a bus out of the town, and the person is just like doesn't understand what SpongeBob doesn't understand what the heck she's saying. So he goes wait by the bus stop to go wait for the bus, but his hunger takes over him, making him keep going back across the street to get something to eat, and all of a sudden the bus zooms in and then zooms out as soon as he goes back to the bus stop. Now, of course, a guy, at the end, eventually that can actually speak, lands in the balloon, and he gets out of Rock Bottom. And then you see Patrick on the bus, I'll get you, SpongeBob, going back to Rock Bottom. So basically now Patrick's stuck in the situation that SpongeBob was. And for number 4 of top 5 best SpongeBob episodes, it's Enchanted Tiki Dreams. This is a very good episode. So if you haven't watched it, I don't know why you haven't. Your childhood is ruined. But let me go explain this real quick. So basically, Squidward's having a bad day. SpongeBob is annoying him, so he wish he could have some peace. So they feel bad for Squidward. So they make a complete island look so realistic, made out of cardboard, right? Squidward wakes up. He was like, oh yeah, this is the life. Just go along with it, Squiddy. And in the middle of the episode, they're just floating down the river, and the tiki heads magically come to life and start singing Squidward's Tiki Land. You play all day in a tiki band, 'cause you're in Squidward's Tiki Land. Yeah, and blah blah blah. So basically he goes to Patrick, he sees Patrick, he gets some drinks, and then the song starts. And then he wishes the drinks could last. All of a sudden, he actually knocks over a tiki head, which knocks over all the cardboard they had made the island out of. And at the end of the episode, SpongeBob and Patrick are like, I knew we never should have used, they used saliva, spit, or gum or something. They used gum. We should never use gum. We should have used super glue or whatever. And the whole thing fell apart and Squidward was mad. Number 3 for the best episode of SpongeBob is, of course, Musical Doodle. Now, this is just hilarious. It's called the Music Doodle about the sonars, right? So SpongeBob, he's listening to he's in the Krusty Krab, so he's listening to the new sonar song called Musical Doodle. He just listen along to my Musical Doodle, dude, over and over again. He's annoying everybody, and then Mr. Krabs tells him to stop, or he won't be able to work at the Krusty Krab anymore. So he tries to stop. Mr. Krabs comes up in the kitchen, and SpongeBob is literally going insane. Like, he's insane, crawling on the walls, singing doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So Mr. Krabs, of course, forces SpongeBob to go home. He goes home, starts singing again. Gary's tired, and he brings like, oh, Gary! And then he opens up Gary's cell, and then just listens to the song for the whole night. Once he's walking home and everything, and he's like, dude, like a mad person after listening, and he can't go to sleep. So the next day, they decide, yeah, SpongeBob needs to stop singing the song. It's consuming him. So Sandy decides to sing a SpongeBob song so they can get out of his head. Now, turns out, the thing that was making SpongeBob listen to the music over and over again was actually a earworm, and the episode is called Earworm. And so they eventually push it out, and now the new song that Cindy has sung is stuck in SpongeBob's head. And number 2 on our list is, of course, Band Geeks. Band Geeks is a recommended episode for everybody. This is funny. So, Squilliam comes in town. He tells Squidward, you better have a band, or whatever. And Squidward's like, oh no, I don't have a band, I gotta be Squilliam, whatever. And so, he gets gathers everybody in Bikini Bottom, and so they could try to play some music and stuff. But it ends up going south. They're not prepared, and Scooters know they're gonna fail when they go to the band, and you see getting this weird dome, lifting him up off the ground to a group of people, actually human figures you can see in the background, screaming, yelling because of the music, and they're about to play. And Squilliam's band sounds pretty good. And then out of nowhere, everybody, after being not playing the music, everybody just starts jamming. Sweet, sweet SpongeBob. Patrick's like, doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. SpongeBob playing the guitar. Holy, it's like, what? They were just doing so horrible, and like 5 minutes ago. And you're like, what? And it's so hilarious. And at the end, Squidward jumps up, and like a freeze posted, and the Sweet Victory song plays in the background, and then the episode ends. It's pretty funny. I recommend it. Now, of course, for number 1, we have, yes, Krusty Krab Pizza. This is the best episode ever invented at SpongeBob, and I plan on doing some type of mashup with this episode into one of my episodes. And if you haven't seen one of my episodes, the Christmas special was out, so therefore you can watch it. So basically what this episode is about, SpongeBob, well, basically, a customer calls Scooter, and he's like, can I have a pizza? Like, we don't sell pizza here. And he hangs up. He's like, no, Mr. Scooter, that's a paying customer. Mr. Krabs comes out, it's like code red, and he's like, he mashes, gets a whole bunch of Krabby Patties and shape it form of pizza, and like, go take it to this man so he could have his pizza. So, in like freaking 5 minutes to the episode, SpongeBob has trouble with the car, backing up, and he goes so back up, they literally end up in the middle, in Bikini Bottom. And then they try to get to the hell of the truck by hitchhiking. SpongeBob technique doesn't work. Then also the moss on the rock, which points to civilization, Squidward. They believe him, so they went the other way, and SpongeBob followed. And then it looks on the other side of the moss is actually the whole city, right? And so SpongeBob was right. And so they get, SpongeBob starts singing a song. They get lifted up by a sandstorm. Squidward chases SpongeBob around because he's hungry. He wants the pizza, and they're never gonna make it in time. And so of course they end up in the middle of nowhere. SpongeBob starts singing the song, and then they finally find the guy's house. They give him his pizza. He doesn't accept it, and pushes SpongeBob out the door. SpongeBob starts crying. Squidward gets mad, gets the pizza, punches his face because the guy didn't want it because they didn't bring his soda the whole ride. And so they got back on the rock. The rock technique they used to get there. And so the funny thing is, they drove the rock literally right across the street, and there was Krusty Krab. So yeah, the Krusty Krab was across the street the whole time, and they didn't even know it. And they just did that whole long walk for no reason. And so it was pretty funny. It was pretty neat. Squidward's like, oh my god. And it's just a pretty fun episode. And guys, if you want to see more top 5s or top 10s, make sure you come on my channel, subscribe, like, comment down below. And I'll see you guys next video. Shackler down out.